So hello, everybody. I'm Rob Manfredi, owner of Bamboo Solutions. We're going to do a quick PowerPoint that's going to go a little bit about Bamboo. Then we're going to talk about our special small business and not-for-profit pricing that we're super proud to offer to our small businesses and not-for-profits. And then we're going to get into the three essential products with a quick demo and an overview of what each one of those are and why we think every SharePoint Online platform should have at least these three products from Bamboo to make their user experience better. So I hope we find this informative. We're going to be trying to quick and efficient. And again, we're going to record this for those that are just joining us so that you can share it with your team as well. Okay. So who is Bamboo? Well, we're a leading provider of software applications for SharePoint and SharePoint Online. And we also provide a whole slew of consulting services for Microsoft 365 and SharePoint. We're a Microsoft Gold partner. We're a team of about 35 folks spread out across the US. We have serviced over 8,000 customers worldwide and really have a nice footprint of both large and super small clients that really enjoy the benefits of both our products and our services. Oops, it's just a little slow. We always like to say our experience makes us best in class. So we've been around for well over 10 years. My company, SharePoint Experts, bought the Bamboo Solutions brand in 2016. So actually, Bamboo's been delivering products since 2007. I worked for them for many years before starting SharePoint Experts. And now we are a services-led product company with a really strong cloud strategy for the Bamboo products, giving a future to all those customers out there that have bought Bamboo products on-prem. So let's talk a little bit about our products first. They are what we call SPFX solutions for SharePoint Online, meaning they use the SharePoint framework. It is a piece of software that is installed into your tenant through the app catalog, right? So just like any other web part. The configuration and deployment of that to specific modern pages is controlled by the SharePoint admins, and then the clients access that piece of software through their browser, your end users. So it's not a SaaS service. It's not a subscription. It's nothing that you need to give any sort of access to Bamboo to run. It is a piece of software that you can download from our website, or we do have 16 of our 26 products now available on the Microsoft App Store. So you can simply go to the App Store, search for Bamboo Solutions, and find the product that you're interested in that you see today, and they will quickly install it right into your tenant. So it has passed all the tests from Microsoft to be available to you as a 365 customer. So we're pretty proud of that. We are in a software maintenance and perpetual license model. Which means once you buy the product, it is yours to keep. Maintenance is included in year one, and optional maintenance will be quoted to you for year two. If you choose to stay on it, you'll continue to get upgrades, new versions, and support, and bug fixes. If not, the product will continue to work as long as Microsoft doesn't break something within SPFX that causes the product to no longer work. So we suggest you stay on maintenance if you're going to continue to use the product. It is only 22% of the purchase price. For normal prices, we'll talk about small businesses in a second. There has been a lot of chatter about the end of support for add-ins from Microsoft. These are not add-ins. These are SPFX solutions, which is the Microsoft best practices way of creating products that run within SharePoint and SharePoint Online. So we have there's no end of support for our products out there. We have a nice blog on our homepage that describes what that's all about. So don't get confused about end of support for add-ins and what does that mean for Bamboo Solutions. Our products are fully compliant and will be supported indefinitely. Okay, let's talk about this licensing and support. So we talked about it. The prices you see on our website are a single price for a perpetual license and first-year maintenance for your entire SharePoint domain, which means you can have as many users, put it on as many pages, and use it as much as you would like without increasing any costs. That first cost you see is the license and maintenance. It includes support and upgrades. Our support team is located right here in the US. Phone support, email support, whatever you want to do is perfect for keeping you running. But let's talk about small businesses, right? So small businesses to us are companies for profit that have fewer than 100 employees, 100 and less, or any not-for-profits or educational institutions that have fewer than 300 employees. So if your company fits one of those categories, we have a maintenance-only pricing for our products. So what does that look like? So let's say you are 280 folks in a not-for-profit and you're looking to buy Calendar Plus. The retail price for that is $3,995 US. That's the perpetual license and maintenance for the first year. If you are a not-for-profit under 300 or a corporation under 100, the product price is only $878 and the yearly maintenance stays $878. So essentially we put you on a maintenance only project. And that's for all of our products. So if you're a company with 50 or 75 users or 100 users, and you want to buy two products, let's say you want to buy Cal Plus for $3,995 or Tabify, which is another product we're going to see today, which is typically $2,000. Your actual total cost in year one is $1,317, as it is for support moving forward. So what we're trying to do is make these products accessible to our smaller businesses, making it reasonable for our companies that are out there. If you're larger than this, with a model that doesn't have any surprise in costs or operational risks. All right, pretty straightforward. Love to build you a custom quote if you need it, but let's get on to see what these products are that we're going to take a look at. So we're going to run through a little bit of a product overview. We're going to see a demo. We're going to come back and do another product overview, demo, product overview, demo, and then we're done. Nice and clean. What's nice to know is all of our products come with a free 30-day trial with access to support. So if you want to try Tabify or Calendar Plus or search on your website, you can download it right from AppSource or from our website. No credit card needed. Install it. If you have any problems, support's there for you free of charge for those 30 days to give you a walkthrough, help you with the install, or do whatever. We want that experience to be positive so that you end up buying the product because we know the value is there. Tabify. This is such a workhorse for organizations in their SharePoint Online. So what it allows you to do is organize multiple web parts into a single tabbed interface. Wow. So what does that look like? Well, what it does is it provides for your users organization on a very busy page for visual clarity. So grouping related content together into a tabbed interface allows your users to quickly navigate through that information to locate the information they're looking for. It's also, for all those people who are UI/UX designers out there, it's a reduction in the cognitive load. And what that means, it's the mental effort for users to process and understand a page. If it gets very busy and very long, people check out mentally. So what this does is it puts it in a nice little tabbed window with user-friendly title so that they can quickly see what they want to get to and move to that quickly, which allows them to have improved navigation and accessibility so users can easily switch between the content by just selecting the different tabs on the page. Plus, if you condense your content into a single tabbed interface, it's going to make your mobile experience much more friendly. So this is a very inexpensive product. We do have a nice blog on our webpage that allows you to understand a lot of these benefits. So what it looks like is here, right? So we've got a modern page, and we're going to see a demo of this, and we've got essentially these tabs, which are different web parts. So we've got a document library, we've got a hero image, we've got a small video from YouTube, recent documents, and a people picker here. And then rather than having all of these four be scrolled down, the user is presented with a nice tabbed interface that allows them to click and navigate through the content to exactly what they want, right? So these headers can be customized. All the web parts that exist within a single zone on your web page will be tabbed, and then you can actually exclude them if you'd like as well. So really versatile, real straightforward, but something that we see our organizations use just everywhere within their SharePoint environment. So let's jump over to our website. We'll give you a quick tour of it, and then we'll jump into the demo. So our homepage is bamboosolutions.com. We are showing at the new Microsoft 365 Collab Conference down in Orlando coming up at the end of this month. So stop by. I'll be in the booth April 28th through May 3rd. You get $100 off if you use the code Bamboo100. It's nice to be back out there in conference land. We've got a list of our products. The blue ones are SharePoint Online. The green ones are on-prem. And then the blogs we talked about are all here at the bottom. So the end of add-in support, what that means to you is there. And all the other stuff. We got a bunch of case studies. Georgia Aquarium just bought our Calendar Plus product and had just a really great story and use case for that. It's a great organization and the like. Up here is our products. We do highlight our key products right here. We can view all of our products there. We do have a link to our small business pricing and discounts that I just went through right there. But what we're going to do is we're going to jump into Tabify. So we'll grab that product. Each of our product pages allow you to do multiple things. One, it gives you access to the blogs that are pertinent to the product, right? It gives you typically a video overview of how to use it, which is right here. But it also lets you access the trial or purchase the product, right? We don't put our small business prices in the purchase, so you need to contact us to get a quote for the lesser. So you can see you can purchase it right here, $2,000. If you have a non-production tenant, some of our larger customers do, we do discount those half price. But you can grab a trial right from here, add it to your cart, check out, add it to your app catalog, and off you go. No credit card needed. Easy as that. Off you go. And you can see our pricing is very transparent. Click here again for special pricing for our small businesses. If your site does have more than 2,000 users, we do have an additional support charge, which you can find out right here as well. But that's only if you've got more than 2,000 folks. We do have several tenants with over 100,000 people. So obviously they're going to open up more tickets. So we do have an additional support charge for those clients at the account level, not at the product level. All right, let's jump in and take a look at Tabify. It's a quick demo. I've got a modern page here, one that we just saw. Since I'm a contributor on this page, I do have access to the edit features of the product. I've added it to this page, and we've got our hero image. If I click on this, I've got our YouTube video, which I can play right in here. I've got an X feed, which goes out and gathers those X feeds here. And then I've got the people picker. Now, the way this product is configured, let's start at the top. If we want to add it to a page, just like any other web part, we simply add it by clicking the plus button, right? So where's my little, there we go. So add a new web part to this here. You would just click it. You would grab the Tabify web part, right, by Bamboo, which is in your app catalog. Once it's added, any other web part, we got the people picker, we've got X, we've got this, it will automatically be tabbed together into that single tabbed interface. So there's really no configuration. You just simply add Tabify to a zone and it tabs everything that it can. Now, once you've got that tabbed, there's two other settings you can do. Since I've got contributor access, I've got the gear wheel. The gear wheel allows me to set the navigation colors, right? So I had it match, right? So I can actually do a little picker. I can also choose to include or exclude items that are in that zone. So even though a web part's in the zone, you can kind of pull it out if you'd like. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll add that people web part back in there into the zone. And then you can go ahead and actually edit the names of those tabs to make them a little more user-friendly. Now, of course, the user doesn't see the pencils or that, right? They just see the tab, but you can see my people web part is back in there. And we've got a nice tabbed interface that just doesn't exist in SharePoint Online. So a really useful product, and that's all I have to say about that. All right, let's move on. List search. This is a little more of a workhorse, but it's something we hear a lot that our users are frustrated with within SharePoint Online. And that is, I want to find content from a specific document library or a group of document libraries, or I want to search a specific list or group of lists. I don't want everything within the site collection or subsite. So if you use the search bar at the top, right, you get a single search. You put in a word, you're going to get all sorts of documents, all sorts of list items, all sorts of things that are not relevant to really what you're looking for. So what list search allows you to do is have a directed search at a document library or group of document libraries if you do the advanced portion, or a list or specific group of lists, and then enable your users to have a very complex search form that's automatically generated for you. So what it makes it easy to do is create a simplified search interface with just a few clicks. You can target specific SharePoint lists and columns without creating indexes or search scopes. You can search results are presented in a very, you can put the results into a SharePoint view, and you can also define the searches using ands and ors, right? So it allows people to get what they need faster. And you'll see a bunch of stuff in the demo. So here is a search that is pushed against a document library, and it's grabbing the metadata from that document library, such as content types, titles, modified, created bys, and users can now just simply type in these boxes to bring their search into a very targeted search without having to use that top level search, right, which is just a single bar. The key features of our search versus that out of the box is you don't have to learn how to do and ors by putting multiple criteria together. In our product, number fields and currency fields and Boolean fields can be searched. You can't search for those in out of the box SharePoint. Operators such as is equal to, is greater than, or is in between are easily selectable, which you can't do in that little search thing. You can target a search feature to a specific list or document library so users get the results that they expect. You can do partial word searches, which you can't do in out of the box, right? So I know it contains this in the title, but I want to know what it is. The filtered views are great. Exporting search result to CSVs. You can filter the search columns on the results that come back, and we do some highlighting. So we've got a really great blog, again, in our blog section that shows you the out-of-the-box search versus simple list search and what your users can do on that. So we have also integrated simple list search into another product that we have called List Rollup. So List Rollup is a workhorse which allows you to aggregate multiple lists or document libraries into a single schema, and then simple search can search that schema. So what it enables you to do is say, I've got a document library over in marketing, a document library in corporate, and a document library over here. Now I want all of those to be in a single search so that users can search all three libraries at once in one location. And what's nice is the search can be on one site collection and you're searching document libraries in another site collection. So if you integrate List Rollup, which rolls those lists or document libraries together with search, you actually have what we call advanced search, which is a really powerful thing that people loved on-prem, and we brought that capability now to SharePoint Online. So you can see here's an example. We got list 1, 2, and 3. We roll those together into a schema, and then we point simple list search at the schema, and you're good to go from there. All right, so let's go take a look at that product. Where's my here we go. All right, simple list search. What is this? No, that's the second one. Here's the first one. Okay, so here is, no, that's the second one. I don't want that one. I want, let's go back to here, simple list search. All right. So this is search that is pointed at a single document library, I think. What's going on? Nope, this is pointing at list rollup. Do we have it? I thought we still had it where it was on a single. I was setting this up. Maybe not. Anyway, I can show the same functionality. I just wanted to show it on one list and then against list rollup. So there's that. Okay. Well, anyway, from a user perspective, they're presented with a form and a search, right? Now, these fields are created automatically when you include those fields in your search setup. So if we see it's a date or a currency or a number, we'll automatically give the users the options to do is equal to, before, after, between, or near. I mean, these are pretty powerful, right? I want to find all documents that were created between these two sets of dates in the specific document library or this group of document libraries. That's very hard to do in this search, right? It doesn't make sense, and you get everything in the site collection. If I want something that was created between, let's say, this date and today, right? So we've got, well, wait a second, hold on. Let's go today, April 18th, is between, oh my gosh, what's going on? Did the wrong one. Ay. Sorry, folks. March 1st, and we'll go today. That makes more sense. And it was created by a certain person, right? I can start nesting my search things together to get results that make sense, right? I don't think we're going to find anything because this is too soon. All this stuff was created forever ago. Let's go way back. Well, we're going way back. No? All right. How about if I clear that? Let's go ahead and reset and see what I got. This is the results 2024, February 19th. And Courtney. The problem is we've got no Courtney documents, all Megan documents. All right, so that's why we didn't find anything. But we do have some Courtney documents that are in the author. So why don't we search for author Courtney? And we'll do a search. We find there's the two documents, and these are actually coming from different site collections that are created by the author is Courtney, right? Now, if we got a big list and we wanted to find just things that were in February, right? Not this January one. Let's say we had a lot more. I can add to my searching by saying, you know what? I want things that were published, and we'll do this is between, suffer with me for a second, February 1st. And it keeps that first one nice and so that you don't have to go searching back to February. We're going to do a search, and then we find just the one. So imagine this on 1,000 documents, right? Demos are always tough to do. But I found quickly a very complex search simply by adding the fields in here. All right, so how do you set this up? Well, let's go in and edit this web part. You add it to any page, right? And we have our little configurator. So in this configurator, you can point it to a SharePoint list or library, or in this case, we're pointing it to a schema, right, for list rollup. So that's, you got to build your schema first. But imagine this is a list or library. You select that list or library, and you get a list of all of the fields that you want to have or can have in your search. Right. So in this case, we were going to want name, right? We're going to want, let's say, created by, a published date. And what this will do is automatically build that form based on the fields that you choose to provide to your users for searching. Then you can say, do I want to search the whole cell or just the partial cell, right? So that's partial word or full word sort. You can join all of these together with an and or an or. And then you can change the title of the search as well. Similarly, once you've set up your search parameters, you can do the same thing for your search results. You can use a SharePoint view. You can choose the fields that you want to show in your results. You can put an item limit where it's paginated. And then you can do some sorting. We allow 2 levels of sorting on your search results. So you can select a column to sort in ascending or descending, and then a second column to sort in ascending or descending. descending, and then do a bunch of other stuff. So really simple to set up your search criteria and your results criteria so that you've got a really snappy search tool for your users. Now, again, it works by itself against a single list or document library. If you want to search multiple lists or multiple libraries at one time, you need to pair it with list rollup. Awesome. That was the complicated one. Again, to the users, very simple. They simply come to a page, they're given a search, which you can, again, this is on a page, so you put instructions around it, et cetera, et cetera. And then the items I'm searching could be right here, or they could be anywhere else on your page. Really nice and easy to use. All right, let's go back to our items. Next item up is Calendar Plus. So Calendar Plus, here's my little description. All right, so Calendar Plus allows you to have a more robust calendar overlay that brings in data from lists or other calendars into a single view. Recently, we've added the ability to also bring in Exchange calendars that would act just like a SharePoint list or library. So when you get in the modern experience, it's very difficult to have a month calendar. It works in classic view, right? But nobody wants that anymore. So you end up with these big event lists, or you have a classic page that you're presenting to your users so that you can at least get some sort of calendar view. But what ours does is it brings that familiar calendar with lots of different views to the data that exists within SharePoint or Exchange. And we allow you to do color coding. We do global search across it. We can do week numbering and the like. So let's go a little bit in there. We've got some new month views we've just added. We've done reordering of legends and just things that make it much easier to use and manage as it progresses through there. But we've got a really great blog post that shows what's the difference between using out-of-the-box overlays and Calendar Plus. So some of the high level differences is overlays must come from the same site collection. So over here we see an overlay. We've got a master calendar, a project 1, or project 2. These calendars actually have to exist within the same site collection as the overlay, where in ours, the different calendars can come from different site collections within your tenant. You do have a limitation of 10 calendars you can overlay, which is a lot, but we don't have any limits such as that. But one of the big things is with overlays, there are permission issues. Users must have access to all of the calendars you've overlaid. So if I have access to these two, but not this one, I won't see anything in this overlay. With ours, if you've got those same 3 calendars and you don't have access to just one of them, you'll still see the data from the other calendars. So it'll still be a useful tool. The color coding here is just, sort of a single color. We actually color code down to a category level. And this is actually, you can toggle these on and off here. You can also limit the amount of data that's rolled together. So while this calendar, this project calendar may have a ton of data, when you're bringing it into an overlaid calendar, you can trim that data down to specific categories, a SharePoint view, or create your own filter, such as, I only want to see items that are not completed, right? And that will only show up there in the calendar as well. So really just a better experience for your users that we'll see. And we do have a great blog that outlines the differences between what you can do out of the box versus adding our calendar. And again, with our licensing model, you can put our calendar throughout your entire tenant. We did speak about adding Graph API support. So today we can tunnel through the Graph API into Exchange and bring calendars that are user calendars that are shared, or asset calendars such as a conference room calendar, or things like an overhead projector. You can sort of, when is it available, when has it been checked out, and bring that into SharePoint as well. So it is two-way. We can write to those calendars and read from those calendars, and it also works in the search so that you can search everything as if it were all in one location. All right, let's go take a look at this product now. So here we've got a calendar that's a page, and the way a user would see a calendar, we've got 3 calendars pulled together. Two of them are Exchange. One of them is SharePoint. This is a SharePoint calendar. These are Exchange calendars. You can see these familiar red, orange, yellow, green. If you've customized those custom categories will come in as well from Exchange. But over here to the user, they're just seeing essentially all of the information for these events in a nice month view. Notice we've got a great pop-up. Those pop-ups are configurable to show whatever data you want from those events, so you don't have to click on the event to see everything underneath it, right? The actual calendars themselves are filterable, so I can turn off a calendar and I can turn on a specific category of that calendar to see what I want to see, right? The other nice thing is I can go to, let's say, a month weekday view. So it gets rid of Saturday and Sunday, gives me a little more screen real estate. I've got an agenda view, which allows me to see items in a different view. And I also have what are called multi-month views. So here's a quarter view that shows all the events in each month for the 3 months within this quarter. And I also have a nice year view as well, which shows me everything for the year. If I want to search for something, right, let's say I want to search for touch point, it will look across all the calendars you've rolled together and bring back all the touch points, I believe within 2 weeks of today, that meet your search criteria, or maybe 2 months, because this goes through June. So it's April, May, and June touch points. And then we can go back and view it all. So pretty nice. But so the beauty of this is the setup is so simple. So you add this product to a modern web page in SharePoint Online, and you configure it using the gear wheel, just like all of our products. So the configurator first says, all right, when the customer, when your end user comes to the calendar, do you want to show it in a calendar view, a Gantt view, or a list view? We're showing the calendar. You can then show how many events you want to show before you get the more button, right? So in this case, we chose 4. And then in the multi-month view, we chose 12. So you can make those cells as big or as small as you'd like. On the data source side, you just simply add all the data sources you want to the calendar to include in the view. So in this case, you choose whether it's a SharePoint list or is it going to come from Exchange. You don't have to use Exchange if you don't want to. You can keep it all in the SharePoint lists. Here we've got the calendar name Oversight. So we give it a friendly name, we give it the color and the font color. So you can see those right here. The format, I'm sorry, the font family, and then this title. And then you point it to where the list exists. So in this case, we went to this site. We click load lists, and it gives us all the lists that we have access to in that site. We chose the Oversight calendar. We tell from that list which field is the title, which is your start time, which is your end time, and then all of the things that you want to include in your tooltip. Right, so we can do that. We select the category field, which is optional. It gives you then all of your categories that we see. You can select them all, or you can choose to show just a subset of your categories. And then you can filter that data even further by using an existing SharePoint view, or you can specify a filter condition. So sometimes we see, you know what, if the marketing group has put in the word, publish in the description, then I only want to show those events in this rolled up calendar. So it's kind of a way to, again, create some criteria so that on that marketing calendar or that oversight calendar, there may be a lot of things that are used by that team. But in the rolled up calendar for corporate, you only want to show a subset of that data. So again, you can add your own filter conditions there for each calendar. And then you just wash, rinse, and repeat over and over again for each of the calendars to pull in as many as you would like. Once you've got your data sources, you can do some nice things with the view. You can choose the default view when users come to that calendar so that we can change it to weekdays. You can choose which views you want to show to the user up here at the top. So we'll add some more views. Let's add in our week numbering and groupings of by week number, if that's important to your organization. And we can also move the legend. Let's move it over to the right side. I can reorder my calendars in the legend as well. We'll go ahead and submit all of that. And we have updated the settings now for this calendar. And our corporate event calendar, now our default view is the month weekday view. We've got our week numbering in here. We got our legend over here on the right. And we've just updated the way we want this thing to work. So pretty cool, pretty simple. And for $800 for a small business, really indispensable. Even $4,000 for a larger business, perpetual license and maintenance included, it's a deal. That's what we love to do. High value, low cost solutions that every SharePoint farm needs. All right, I think we've gone through it all. I'm Rob Manfredi, the owner. You can email me directly. You can go to our website, access any trials that you want. We'll be sending around a link to the video, and we really love to hear from you. Any questions, comments, or concerns, we're here. And outside of that, have a great day. Awesome.